Daniel Harrington's mansion echoed with silence, broken only by his daughter's muffled sobs. Lily sat on the edge of her bed, her lips trembling but no sound escaping. She was born without a voice. Instead, her eyes carried the weight of everything she couldn't say. "Who hurt you this time?" Daniel's voice cracked. His gaze moved from the bruises on her arms to the doorway, where Vanessa, his second wife, appeared. "She was with the nanny all afternoon," Vanessa said smoothly. "I've warned you, Daniel. That woman is reckless. I've caught her more than once," raising her hand at Lily. "She hides behind fake loyalty, but she's cruel when you're not home." Daniel's chest tightened. Maria, the nanny, had been with them since Lily's birth, loyal through his first wife's sickness. Yet Vanessa's words were sharp, painting the picture of betrayal. Could he have been blind all these years? Or was it too convenient that the nanny was always blamed? Vanessa rested her hand on his shoulder. "You know what you have to do." Daniel nodded absently, but his mind wrestled. Firing Maria felt wrong, yet Lily's pain was undeniable. Alone in his study later, Daniel stared at his daughter's photo. Something inside him whispered, "Don't act yet. Watch. Find the truth yourself." The next morning, Daniel watched his daughter from the breakfast table. Lily stirred her cereal slowly, eyes fixed on the bowl. Vanessa fussed over her, brushing her hair a little too roughly. Lily winced, but no sound came. Daniel's jaw tightened. He wanted to shout, but he held back. Vanessa caught his stare and smiled sweetly. "She's moody today. I told you, the nanny's influence is ruining her." Her words cut deeper than they should have. Maria had been like family, yet every bruise, every tear, always seemed to lead back to her. Vanessa was convincing, almost too convincing. That night in his study, Daniel poured himself a drink. Memories of his late wife haunted him, the promise he made at her hospital bed, protect our daughter at all cost. He felt the weight of that vow pressing against him now. "What if I'm wrong?" he muttered. "What if Vanessa's lies are blinding me?" His hand trembled as he opened his laptop. Instead of drafting Maria's dismissal, he searched quietly for high-end security systems. Cameras, motion sensors, discreet surveillance. If truth hid in shadows, he would bring it to light. Daniel leaned back, decision made. "I'll watch them all, without warning." 2 days later, delivery trucks rolled into the Harrington estate. Boxes marked home automation equipment were carried discreetly into the mansion. Daniel waved the staff away, insisting he would handle the installation himself. "Since when do you play technician?" Vanessa teased, her red lips curling into a smile. "Just an upgrade," he said evenly. "Security. For Lily's sake." Vanessa laughed softly, but her eyes lingered too long. Daniel's tone was calm, yet his silence unsettled her. By nightfall, the mansion changed. Tiny lenses hid behind chandeliers, vents, and picture frames. Silent guardians, wired to Daniel's private phone, unseen by all but him. Later, he entered Lily's room. She slept peacefully, her bruises faintly visible under the lamplight. Daniel placed a small camera in the bookshelf, angled perfectly toward her bed. Downstairs, Vanessa poured herself wine, watching Daniel pass by with a toolkit. She narrowed her eyes. He was hiding something. At midnight, Daniel sat in his study, phone in hand, watching his first live feed. Vanessa entered Lily's room, stroking her daughter's hair gently. Almost too gently. Daniel leaned forward. Her hand froze, her expression twisting. Then she glanced toward the bookshelf. Daniel's breath caught. She suspects. The next evening, Daniel returned late from a meeting. He rushed to his study, eager to review the live feeds. But something was wrong. 2 cameras showed blank screens, no signal. His heart sank. He checked the logs. Footage missing. Whole hours erased. "Strange," he muttered. Behind him, Vanessa appeared at the door holding a glass of wine. "You're working too much, Daniel. Come to bed." He quickly shut his laptop. "In a minute." She smiled, but her eyes flicked to the locked cabinet where he stored the recording drives. Later, when Daniel finally left for the night, Vanessa slipped back into the study. A small key dangled from her necklace. Click. The cabinet opened. She scrolled through the files on his system, deleting clips where her hand had struck Lily, trimming others to show the nanny hovering near the child's bed. By morning, Daniel woke to more accusations. Vanessa shook her head, sighing heavily. "Daniel, it's Maria again. I walked in on her almost slapping Lily. If you keep her here, something terrible will happen." Daniel clenched his fists. But deep down, something didn't add up. Too many coincidences. Too much control in Vanessa's hands. She's hiding something. Daniel sat alone in his car outside a toy store, the city lights flickering across the windshield. On the passenger seat lay a porcelain doll with glassy blue eyes. To anyone else, it was an innocent gift. To Daniel, it was his last hope. Back at the mansion, he presented the doll to Lily. Her face lit up faintly, the closest she could come to a smile. Daniel knelt beside her. Keep her with you always, sweetheart. She hugged the doll tightly, never suspecting the tiny camera hidden behind its lifeless eyes. That night, Vanessa moved freely around the mansion, confident the cameras she discovered and edited were under her control. She didn't notice the doll watching her. From his study, Daniel connected his phone to the feed. The image was grainy, but clear enough. He watched Vanessa enter Lily's room, her gentle smile fading the moment she thought no one was looking. She yanked Lily's arm, whispering harshly, "One word to your father, even if you can't speak, and you'll regret it." Daniel's chest pounded. Every doubt, every question, dissolved in a single moment of truth. The doll had seen what no one else could. The following night, Daniel watched from his study as the doll's eyes streamed every detail. Vanessa slipped into Lily's room again, her tone dripping with venom. "You don't belong here," she hissed. "Once my son is born, you'll be nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing." Lily clutched the doll tighter, her wide eyes shimmering with fear. She tried to shrink into the bed, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. Daniel's hand shook as he gripped the armrest. His daughter's silence was louder than any scream. Moments later, Vanessa stepped into the hallway, phone pressed to her ear. The doll caught her voice clearly. "Yes," she whispered. "He suspects nothing. The nanny is taking all the blame. Once I secure the inheritance, the girl will be out of the way. Daniel trusts me too much to see the truth." Daniel's stomach churned. Inheritance. That was her game all along. His late wife's fortune, locked to Lily's name, was the obstacle. Vanessa didn't just despise Lily, she wanted her erased. For the first time in weeks, Daniel felt clarity burn through his chest. He had proof of cruelty, but now, he needed undeniable evidence of her intent. The game had changed. Daniel waited until Vanessa left for her afternoon spa appointment. Alone in the mansion, he opened his safe and pulled out a slim black recorder. It was small, voice-activated, and nearly invisible. He walked to Vanessa's car in the garage and slid it beneath the driver's seat. If her tongue betrayed her in private calls, he would have every word. That evening, Vanessa returned, humming as though nothing had happened. Daniel pretended to be buried in paperwork. His phone buzzed, live feed from the recorder. Vanessa's voice filled his ear. "Yes, I told you. The nanny looks guilty. Daniel is ready to fire her soon. Once she's gone, the girl will be easier to control." A pause. Then her laughter, cold, triumphant. "He has no idea the cameras are mine now. I edit, I delete. He only sees what I want him to see." Daniel leaned back, his face hardening. The puzzle pieces were falling into place. His wife wasn't just cruel, she was cunning. That night, he sat by Lily's bedside, watching her sleep with the doll clutched tight. "Don't worry," he whispered. "I promised your mother I'd protect you. Tomorrow, the truth begins." The following morning, Daniel wheeled a suitcase through the grand hallway. "I'll be gone 3 days," he told Vanessa, kissing her cheek lightly. "Business in Chicago." Her smile was quick, almost relieved. "Finally, you worked too hard, darling." But the moment his car pulled away from the gates, Daniel doubled back quietly, slipping into a guest house at the far end of the estate. From there, he connected to the doll feed and the recorder. Every step she took would reach him in real time. By evening, Vanessa's mask dropped. She entered Lily's room without hesitation. "No more playing innocent," she snarled, yanking the child's arm. "Your father is blind, and soon you'll be gone. That fortune will pass to my son, not you." Lily curled into herself, clutching the doll so tightly its dress wrinkled. The camera blinked silently from its eyes. Daniel's phone buzzed again. The recorder caught her calling someone. He left. "It's just me and the girl. I'll make sure she disappears quietly. By the time he returns, everything will be mine." Daniel's chest heaved, rage coursing through him. His trap was working. She thought she had freedom. In truth, she was already caught. The mansion's dining hall glittered that night. Vanessa sat at the head of the table, sipping wine, smug in her quiet victory. Lily sat beside her, silent, pale. Then the doors swung open. Daniel stepped in. His suitcase was gone, his eyes blazing. "Back so soon?" Vanessa stammered, her smile faltering. "I never left," Daniel said. He snapped his fingers. Staff, lawyers, and the family's trusted advisor filed in. A projector flickered on. The screen lit up with footage from the doll. Vanessa striking Lily, whispering threats, smirking as she spoke of inheritance. Gasps filled the room. "No," Vanessa hissed, rising to her feet. "He edited that, Daniel cut her off with a second recording, the audio from her car. Her voice rang crystal clear. "The nanny looks guilty. Daniel will fire her. The girl will be out of the way. The fortune will be mine." The room went silent. Vanessa's face drained of color. She spun toward Lily, then back to Daniel, realizing the walls had closed in. "You deceived me," she choked. Daniel's voice thundered. No, you deceived us all. But tonight, the truth speaks louder than your lies. Vanessa staggered backward, her glass slipping from her hand and shattering across the marble floor. The evidence played on loop, her own words condemning her more than Daniel ever could. Maria, the nanny, entered hesitantly. For weeks, she had endured the glares, the whispered accusations. Now, the truth cleared her name in an instant. Daniel turned to her, his voice steady. I was wrong to doubt you. Forgive me. Tears filled Maria's eyes, but she nodded, her gaze fixed on Lily. The little girl clutched the doll, stepping toward her father. For the first time in days, she leaned into his arms. No words came, but her silence was louder than Vanessa's excuses. Vanessa sank into a chair, trembling, her empire of lies crumbling around her. The lawyers quietly took note, the staff whispering among themselves. Daniel pressed a kiss to Lily's forehead. You are safe now. Your mother's promise will not be broken. The projector went dark, but the message remained clear. Deceit may hide for a while, but truth never dies. As Vanessa was led away, Daniel stood tall with Lily in his arms, the nanny by their side. In the mansion's silence, justice finally spoke.